He moved his army with lightning speed, making an example of the city of Thebes by razing it to the ground. The message was clear: do not mess with Alexander. With Greece firmly under his control, he turned his eyes to the east, towards the prize his father had always dreamed of, the Persian Empire. In 330 for BC, with an army of around 40,000 fiercely loyal Macedonians and Greeks, Alexander crossed the Hellespont into Asia Minor. This was it. It was a chaotic, bloody fight, but Alexander's sheer audacity and the discipline of his troops won the day. As he marched south, cities began to surrender to him, one after another. He even left his own family, his mother, wife, and children behind, who were then captured by Alexander. After Issus, most of the Mediterranean coast fell to Alexander. However, one city stood defiant: the island fortress of Tyre. It was considered impregnable, surrounded by the sea. It was an insane feat of engineering that took 7 months of brutal labor, with his soldiers constantly under attack from the Tyrian navy. But they did it! They reached the walls, breached them, and the city fell. This incredible siege showed the world that nothing, not even the sea itself, could stop Alexander's will. Next, he marched into Egypt. The Egyptians, who had long resented Persian rule, welcomed him as a liberator. They crowned him pharaoh and declared him a son of the god Ammon. It was here, at the mouth of the Nile, that he founded the first and most famous of many cities he would name after himself, Alexandria. It was destined to become a legendary center of culture, learning, and trade for centuries to come. And was waiting for Alexander on the wide-open plains of Gaugamela in modern-day Iraq. He then pushed on to Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of the empire. Was it a drunken accident, or a calculated act of revenge for the Persian invasion of Greece over a century earlier? But this was the end of the line. After 8 years of constant marching and fighting, his army had had enough. They were thousands of miles from home, exhausted and weary. When they learned of Alexander's plans to march even further into the Ganges plain, they mutinied. For the first time, his men refused his command. A heartbroken Alexander finally agreed to turn back. The journey home was just as perilous as the conquests. He split his forces, sending part of his army by sea, while he led the rest through the brutal Gedrasian desert. He had conquered the known world, but he left no heir to inherit it. When his generals asked him on his deathbed to whom he left his empire, he supposedly whispered, "To the strongest." His death immediately led to a power struggle, and his vast empire shattered into several kingdoms ruled by his generals. But his legacy was immense. His conquests didn't just topple an empire, they spread Greek language, culture,